Hello, my name is Antonia, and today I'm going to speak about common issues faced by software developers, and I believe not only. So I know we have different colleagues here, QAs, PMs, BAs maybe, so I am curious to know if you also have the same issues. So first, who am I again? Yes, I'm front-end developer and team lead here in Devexperts, and from some years I also participate as technical trainer in different technical courses, mainly for JavaScript, HTML, CSS and React. I also try to participate regularly at those type of events where I talk about career, participate as mentor and so on. And I have new hobby. Now I'm trying to be also YouTuber. So as YouTubers are saying, please like, follow, subscribe. I have only 3 videos, but I'm planning to be very regular at this activity. So the first and the hottest topic that we will talk is the salary raise and the money topic. Before going to the real points, first there are 2 things that I want to mention, and it's very important when we are talking about salary and when we are negotiating to know the boundaries and to know that there are limits. What does this mean? It means that it will be wonderful if all of us can have salary increase every month. Not sure how it's going to be from economical perspective, but still it would be very nice. But we should realize that this is not possible. So when we are negotiating and wanting more money, we should really respect the boundaries. Another thing that it's really nice if we can try avoid, it's manipulation. So probably you've heard it's a common case to receive another offer from different company which gives you more money, but you should not use this as a manipulation to your current team leader and so on. This may happen, your company can give you contra offer, but yet this should not be the reason to manipulate. And the last one is that yes, we all have relatives, close people who tell us that we're the best, we deserve more, we are awesome and so on, but we should not rely only on those people's opinion, and we should be realistic about our accomplishments. So, when we are talking about negotiation, we need first and always to consider the market. This is very important thing, and one thing here that I want to mention is to consider the country and the city. So, for example, if you are a mobile developer with 2 years of experience in Sofia and you have a friend who is mobile developer with 2 years of experience in United Kingdom or Switzerland, you can't expect to receive the same salary as this person because the country differs and the standard of living differs. So you can't receive the same. It's also the same about cities. I remember a few years ago, people from Bulgarian cities were complaining about the salary range. So, for example, in Bulgaria, in Sofia, Plovdiv, Burgas, and the biggest cities basically, we also have different ranges for the salary. And that's again normal because the cost of living in those cities, so you should not really compete yourself to people in other countries and cities. The other thing is to consider the domain or the industry of your company. So yes, if you are working in a crypto company, you may receive bigger salary than someone working for the government, let's say. And again, you should be aware that money is not the most important thing, and working for a crypto company can have other drawbacks than working for the government. And again, not 100% formula, but also the company size differs. If you're working for Google or another very big tech company, you may receive different salary from someone working in a startup. Here I will show you, and this is a link to one survey from DevBG. This survey is from a year ago, so it's pretty accurate about the salary range for different IT jobs in Bulgaria. And the second and the most important thing is that numbers are not everything. So when you are talking about salary, you should not go to your boss tomorrow and say, I think I need salary increase because Tony showed a statistic that it's showing that the average for my experience is this amount of money. No, when negotiating, you need to always list your accomplishments, the things you're proud for, the things that you really achieved through the last period, and then you can negotiate and be valuable for your team. And then probably you will receive the salary raise. So this is the statistic, very important disclaimer. These numbers you are seeing are in Levan, not in euro. But basically in this link I showed you for DevBG, you can see different IT profiles, not only developers, but also QAs, PMs, BAs, and so on, and what is the average salary of those people. This statistic is based on thousands of specialists in Bulgaria that filled the survey. Okay. The next dilemma or problem that software developers might have is the career path dilemma, or the question, should I leave or should I stay? How this question might look to the eyes of different people. Some people may say, I realize that my salary is not enough, but I love the team. They're like my family, I am in my comfort zone, I am happy. The second one can be, I know I do a lot of overtime, but I truly believe in the company values. Or you may hear or feel, I am not happy here, but all the companies are like that. In the end, it's just a job. This is very popular phrase in Bulgaria. It may suck, but it's a job. Like you are not supposed to be happy. It's just a job. So there is a solution and there is a framework for this. But my advice here would be that if you find yourself in such situation, or you have close friend who is in this situation and you want to be helpful, basically you need to do it not now, but maybe tomorrow or the day after that, when you have a pen, a notebook, and you can really think about those stuff. So the framework is the following. You should think about every aspect of your work, to rate it and to order them from most important to least important. The first thing is the domain. The domain matters not only because some people don't have specific domain that like they really want to work for, but they have, for example, domains that they really don't like and they just don't want to work for such companies. In Devexperts, for example, you know we are fintech company, so we are doing trading system, wealth management systems. So if you work for us, probably you will need, like for sure, you will need to have some financial knowledge to know how a trading system works, just to know those stuff. And if you don't find this topic interesting and the opposite is something that is so boring for you, maybe this is not the best domain and not the best company for you. So you should be aware of, do you like the domain or the industry of your company? The next thing is, are you happy with the technologies? As a person who worked on legacy projects, I can say that this is something very, very important for me. So if you find yourself as a person who wants to work always with modern, cutting-edge technologies and so on, you also need to think if your company is giving you this possibility. The next thing is the workflow efficiency. So yes, we are developers, but sometimes, usually, we also need to communicate with another colleagues. And unfortunately, if the process is not efficient enough, In the end, we like 20% of our time it's development and the rest of the time it's something else. So if you are not happy with that and you see problems in the efficiency and you really want to concentrate on the things that they are paying you for, maybe the workflow efficiency, it will be valuable for you to think about. The next thing is the task complexity. Are you happy with the tasks you're doing? Are they the most difficult and challenging one, or they are very boring, small tickets that everyone can do and you are not happy with them? Are you happy with the relationship with your direct manager? Does he provide you support, mentorship, educational resources, advices, everything you need? Do you find your team as a good, happy, non-toxic place where you're working, or the opposite, you don't feel appreciated and you don't feel well in general? Do you have the possibility to offer ideas and make suggestions? Do you think that your team is listening to you and it's caring about your opinion? Does the company provide you education and training resources, or you need to carry about those stuff by your own? Do you have professional growth? It means, do you feel better from the last period you had this review? Or do you feel that you're improving yourself, learning new things, and basically becoming better every single day? And do you think that the company is giving you the chance to grow in career direction with positions, clear path for what is next, opportunities, and so on? Do you find the quality of interaction with other teams good enough? Do you have problems with communication with them? Is the work you're doing actually important, or you realize that the things that you're doing are not crucial for the business? Do you have independence in work, or it's the opposite? Someone is telling you on a daily basis what to do and it's doing micromanagement to you? Are you happy with the salary? And if you are going, are you happy with the office and the equipment you have? Does the company provide you laptop, keyboard, or whatever you need? Are you happy with the social package quality? And the last one is, are you happy with the company reputation and stability? Do you feel basically good in this company without any risk to lose your job without any reason? So these are basically the things that you need to list and think about very carefully. And yes, the exercise is the following. You should rate all of those things from 1 to 5, and after that you need to order them from the most to the least important. And how this framework is helping you, that actually when you are in the situation where you have low salary but you like the team, somehow you forget about all the other things that are also important, and in this way you can list everything, put your comments, and see if really the company is giving you what you need. So the third problem that we have, it's a problem that I have from the beginning in my career, but I didn't know how it's called. So it's called the imposter syndrome, or the fear of who you are. So let's take a look at it. By definition, this is a pattern in which an individual doubts their own accomplishments and has a persistent fear of being exposed as a fraud or a fake. How this thing looks through my eyes as a person who is giving lectures here and there. I am doing my regular JavaScript lecture where I am explaining what is the difference between const, var and let. So everything is fine, I'm finishing my presentation, and then someone is raising a hand. And this person is asking me the following question. Given a large data set of unsorted integers, how I can write an algorithm in JavaScript that can efficiently find the median value of the data set without sorting the array?
In pseudocode, or is this being actually written out? Like, is this in pseudocode, or are you actually coding this out at the editor?
Sorry, I didn't hear you well.
Is the solution, are you supposed to respond, like, is the solution going to be in pseudocode or
Yeah. So if a person, like this is imaginary situation, because in reality on basic JavaScript presentation, no one is really going to ask you this, but this is how I interpretate the things because I have imposter syndrome. So in this case, of course, I start feeling like this. I'm panicking, sweating, crying. I feel super bad, I don't know what to answer, and that's the end of the story. Or another very common situation is the language barrier, because, for example, now, before this talk and before every event that I'm doing in English, my imposter syndrome, it's saying that in the audience we will have native English speaker who will just listen my Balkan accent and laughing at me. And, you know, judge me for all the mistakes that I've made. And yes, this can happen. I know it's possible. But how to overcome this fear and to fight this syndrome, it's actually to face it. So every time when I'm afraid if JavaScript guru or English native speaker will come to my talks, I try to face the fact, do I really want to show what I know, and in this case, what are the biggest problems that I've met in my career, how I resolve them, or I want to give this fear the freedom to take me and to not do any talks in general. So that's my solution. I still have it from 5 years. I don't think I will ever fully overcome it, but I can say that definitely with the time, it becomes easier to face it. So, thank you. That was my presentation. Follow Devexperts, follow Tony, as I said, my YouTube channel. 1 second. I am having YouTube channel, which currently, by the way, it's still only in Bulgarian because of my imposter syndrome, but soon it will start, I will start doing it in English as well. So, thank you.